Hi, I'm Beth Baldwin, and I'm going to show you how to turn plastic bottles into beautiful cherry blossoms. The first thing you're going to need, obviously, are a bunch of plastic bottles in various sizes. You're also going to need some cutting tools, like utility knife is pretty good, although I prefer some old junky scissors. You might also need something to mark with, some paintbrushes. This is a bottle that a litter bug threw in my yard, so thanks, litter bug. Some hot glue is optional, and pipe cleaners are always a good friend, and something to cut the pipe cleaners with. Now we're going to cut the bottles into three parts, a top, a middle, and a bottom. Once you've got your top cut off, it's easier to kind of pinch the bottle and then cut with the scissors. To be honest, I prefer using the scissors to cut initially, so if you can make that initial cut with the scissors, that's great. You can save that middle part for some fringe. You'll see that later in the video. For right now, we're going to take the bottom and we're going to take a marking tool and draw where we want the petals to be. The petals should coincide with the nubs of the little standing feet. I'm doing this with a Sharpie. Now, I have since found that a better tool to mark with would be a dry erase marker or even a chalk marker. It just comes off that plastic a lot better than the Sharpie does. But if you do want to remove Sharpie from your bottle, nail polish remover it works fine. Now you can take your scissors and follow the line. I suggest erring on the outside of the line just because you can always go back and make the petals and blossoms smaller. You obviously cannot add to them once that plastic is cut away. I also have found that it was easier for me to make all the cuts in one direction, so I would make all of the left-handed cuts for all the petals and then flip it over and then go back and make all of the right cuts with the petals. I also found that it was really helpful to keep a container to put all of the trash, all the cutaway pieces inside, because they do tend to be kind of sharp, and if you like to work in your bare feet, that could be some pain. So once you've got all of the bottoms cut out, you can put them together, and then we're going to paint them now. So for the bottoms, we're going to be doing what I call reverse painting, which means we're going to be painting on the outside of the bottle, so the under part. The first thing you're going to do is take your darkest color, so I have here kind of a magenta red, and we're going to mute it down with a little bit of white and a little bit of that middle pink. You can do whatever colors you want. If you wanted to make this purple, that's fine too. I'm going for traditional-ish cherry blossom colors. So I started in the middle with that little button there, and then I just winged out through the valleys, and don't forget to get some on the petals too. Now, since we're doing reverse painting, you want to start with the top layer of what you would be seeing. So I'm starting with the darkest color first, which that's still too light for me, so I'm going to go back with some of this red again and see if I can deepen that pink and make it stand out, because we're going to paint over this when it dries with that middle pink color. So just go back, and again, you can do as much or as little of this as you want. I like to have some different variety. I like to have a little ombre, so I'm going to keep that. Yeah, it's not bad. So I'm going to keep that and let it dry, and then once it's dry, I'm going to take that middle pink color that I have mixed up there in my bowl, and then just paint over all of it. Well, not all of it. We're going to do about 3/4 of it, starting from the middle and moving out. Now, since we're using a mass-produced product, you might find that the paint beads up a little bit. You'll see where it doesn't quite take the paint, where it repels the paint. It's probably mold release from when the bottle was made. So you can take something like a denatured alcohol or your hand sanitizer, or probably even just soap and water, and just give the bottle a little wash before you do this, and you won't have as much resistance to the paint. I say probably, but this was just acrylic paint, and I was pretty happy with how it took to that plastic bottle. So this is what it looks like from the inside once you turn them all over, which is pretty. Now for the tops, we're going to do kind of the same thing. I did 5 little marks to give myself a guide as to where I want to draw the petals, and you can just draw them wherever. You can make 4 petals if you want. You could make 6 petals. Traditionally, cherry blossoms have 5, so that's what I went with. And this should be easier to cut out, since this plastic towards the neck of the bottle tends to be thinner than the plastic at the bottom. And again, you can just do all of your cuts in one direction one way, flip it on inside out or over, I guess, and do your cuts the other way. One thing you will want to do differently here is you're going to want to make the cuts between the petals, make them go all the way to the neck. It's going to make pushing the petals out much easier. I'm not sure why it didn't film me when I pushed the petals down, but you'll see what that looks like in a minute. So there you go. Once you paint it, I spray painted these because that was just easier for me. Once you paint it, you can see your irregularities or your shagginess or your barbs, whatever you want to call it. This flower has a couple of little barbs on it, but that's fine. I kind of like that texture, honestly, so I'm going to leave it. And this we're going to paint just the traditional way, starting with the white and then out. Now here's the fun part. We're going to assemble the blossoms. So you've got all of your, you can, put the bottoms of the bottles together and see which blossoms you like. That's not bad, I like that. I'm gonna try this one. And yeah, I think that's what I want those two to go together. So I drilled holes in the bottom. You can see where in the bottle caps, they look like little buttons now. I drilled some holes in the bottle caps and in the bottom blossoms. So you can take a pipe cleaner and then thread the pipe cleaner. Pipe cleaners are springy, y'all. You can thread the pipe cleaners through the holes of the blossoms that you drilled in there, just like that. Pretty easy. And just pull them on through the other side, and then feed the pipe cleaner into the bigger blossom. So we've got a cherry blossom made out of the bottom of a bottle and the top of a bottle. And then you can take one of the bottle caps with the holes in it, and I found that it's easier to thread the pipe cleaners through the holes before you put the bottle cap on the bottle. And then you can just pull those through, and then you can just screw the bottle cap on the neck of the bottle as you were and pull it through, and then I'll give the pipe cleaners a little twist to kind of help them stay in place. And and you can take a pipe cleaner and thread it through that little loop there too. Yep, we can do that to make a little coil because that's cute. So yeah, now pull it back down, give it a little twist to keep it in place. And then you can either use your fingers to make the coils of the cherry blossoms, or if you want, you can grab a knitting needle or a pencil, and you can wrap the pipe cleaner around that tool. Easier said than done at this point to do that too. I have found that you can also pre-coil the pipe cleaner and just capture the pipe cleaner in its coiled state in the pipe cleaner that you have previously threaded, and that is the easiest of all, but of course I didn't film that. Anyway, here's a cherry blossom with a bottom, a top, and some other stuff. So you can also, if you want to keep these inside, you can take the middle of a bottle. I took this is the middle part, which I cut into a fringe, and then we just paint it and then roll it up, and you can just stick it through the neck of a blossom made from the top of a bottle. And this is where hot glue can come in handy to kind of secure it in place, but it's pretty good. Then I took some fairy lights, or some tiny little Christmas lights. If you wanted to, I guess you could drill a hole in the bottom of a blossom. You could do one per light, but that's a lot of bottles. No judgment. But this also works. I'll let you figure out your cord management for it. But I like to share this little craft. So here's Bear Bear. See if he wants to wear a cherry blossom. And Bear Bear goes, no, no. You can also decorate a railing outside that is in desperate need of some paint. Perhaps this summer you can decorate a birdhouse. I'm sure that they will appreciate that. Or you can hang them on a tree that has yet to bloom, but just make sure you don't hurt the real buds. You can share them with your community by attaching them to a non-street sign. That's nice too.